What's up, you guys? This is miraclenowhpp, and today we are playing Murder Mystery Machine. Now, I got this game off the Apple iTunes store on the arcade mode, so I really don't know what it's about. I kind of delved into it just a little bit just to see what it was about and what was the gameplay, so I know the functions a little bit. So we obviously got a letter from a William Merrick, Cadet Clark. So I'm assuming that's me. Oh, to Cassandra Clark. Your excellent performance throughout the academy these past 24 months has not gone unnoticed. You have ranked in the top percentile of graduates, and it is my pleasure to offer you your first position with the DCPD. You'll be stationed at the District Crime Agency, working out of Police Plaza as a junior detective, alongside Detective Nathaniel Hudson. Further details will follow. We have no doubt you will prove to be a valued asset to the DCPD. Best wishes, Captain William Merrick. So obviously my name is Cassandra. We just graduated. We're at the top of our class. We got the first position within the DCPD, and we already got our partner station, and we're coming in as a junior detective. So already, she's already at the top of everything. So, DC headquarters. The basement. I thought you said I was the top of my class. I thought I was coming in the first position. What is this? This is the basement. Hey, take me back to class. Hey, take me back to school. You must be Detective Nathaniel Hudson. And you must be lost. Wait a minute. Why are you so rude, Nate? Cassandra Clark. I don't usually get visitors down here. I've come from the academy. I don't have much use for an intern. I'm not an intern. I'm your partner. I don't need a partner. Well, with all due respect, that's not really your call to make, is it? The District Crime Agency takes the cases no one else wants. The hot potatoes and potential headaches. This is no place to learn your trade. My trade? I was top of my class with degrees in criminology and sociology. You see her? She was like, you watch how you hold me. Like, no, that's what we're not gonna do. How many hours on the job? Today. Go back upstairs, rookie. Stop wasting both our time. Why he so rude? I'm sorry for my presence bothers you, detective, but I've been handicapped for this job. Handpicked for this job. Yeah, you and me both. I'm not here to cause you problems. I'm here to help. I won't be carrying you. You won't need to. Period. Speaking of which, I've got work to do. Oh, you is rude, Nate. Like, I just got here, and you over here fake typewriting like you really writing a report. You're not writing a report, Nate, and you don't have to treat me like this either. But that's alright. I'm going to go to this case, and I'm going to solve it without your help. Yeah. I made myself clear too, partner. So you guys, so we're finna go to our first one out of, 5 of them. We're going to the Daniels residence. The victim is Frank Daniels, local politician. Looks like he bled out. Who found him? Neighbors called it in, said that they heard a disturbance. Did we get a statement from them? Yes, but it's not much to go on. They heard gunshots and immediately called 911. Well, what? You wanted this? Have at it, Rook. I will. Whoever did this was far from careful. Looks like there's plenty of evidence to be found here. Okay, so our objective is to inspect Frank's body for helpful clues. But you know what? I'm gonna look around for a little minute. Office. So I just want to see what's okay. So that's where they came through the window, and if you can see right there on that glass, I see a little blood. So yeah, they left all types of evidence because, dude, your blood is on there. And what if you are in the database system? You're tracked. You're found. You're caught, buddy. Okay, let's check out. Oh, Frank. Oh, look at you. This is the workspace, which shows evidence gathered and links between them. Gathering evidence from items and suspects will help build a picture of the story. Moving and organizing evidence will help you group related elements and neaten your view. Linking related evidence can unlock new dialogues and improve your score. Okay, so we got Frank Daniels, deceased, slumped, dead, with a bullet wound from a 9mm shell casing with blood on the carpet. So we already found how he died. So your current objective has been updated, completed to advance. Look for the white icons to find items of interest in the crime. Current objective, find 2 women at the crime scene. Okay, so what's that? A letter opener. Well, that's not how he died. Okay, so they give you different possibilities and options of how someone could have died. That's neat. Okay, so there's one right there. So that's the gun. So, dang. Not only did he leave blood on the glass, he left the gun too? Okay, that's the 9mm. The blue question mark icon shows which evidence is unsubstantiated and may need supported. May need supported. That's not proper grammar. You now have enough evidence to prove the murder weapon. First, let's make a bad link. Try linking letter opener to bullet wound. Touch and drag to create a link between each nodes. Okay, so link that letter opener to the bullet wound. Okay, unlink that, and we're gonna do the 9mm to the bullet wound. This seems much more sensible, as the 9mm handgun could have caused the wound, and there are no other weapons to it. I'm gonna just go ahead and do the 9mm shell casing too, just to support more evidence. I don't know if that helps, but why not? And I'm just gonna move on that down. I just want it to be that together. Select the arrow to return to the crime scene. Okay, we have the weapon, but there's more evidence to find. Objective, check the points of entry for further evidence. Okay. See, okay, I see a, is that a white one on the desk? Oh no, that's just a cup. Okay. Now. Okay, closed. I don't think we're gonna find, I mean, a closed window doesn't really do anything. I guess they want you to still just cover bases. So this is the window that they came in, open window. Each scene asks you to answer a series of questions related to who, what, why, where, when, and how of the case. For instance, who is the killer? I don't know who is the killer, but we're gonna figure out who it is and why they did it with what. Some questions may have multiple answers. For instance, there may be 2 weapons that can be attached to a single what node. Okay, so that explains the letter opener in the bullet wound. When you filled all the slots, the double arrow, you should only submit substantiated evidence. So if you are trying to submit a Y node with no supporting evidence, try linking evidence to remove the blue question mark icon. Okay. To complete a crime scene, you must submit an answer. So what was he killed by? We know it's the 9mm. Submission. Attempts remaining 3. So we get 3 attempts. I wonder what happens after the 3 attempts. I wonder, is it game over? Start it all over. We should get the gun tested and confirm it's the murder weapon. You don't think it is? My thinking, it won't do much in court. We need to confirm it. We should also send these bloods to the lab. One of them could be the killer. Could be Cassandra. Could be. It's Cece or Detective Clark. If you say so, Cassandra. So, what to next? Frank Daniels' office. Come on, Cassandra. This is police work 101. I thought you said you were the top of your class at the academy. You know what? You know what, Nate? I'm not even going to let you bother me. You're not even going to work me up. I'm going to go to this computer and work this case and I'm gonna solve it all by myself. So these are the corridors of powers. Not much to write home about. At least it's not the basement. Sure is not the basement. Touche. So guys, our current objective is to find potential motives for Frank's murder. Obviously, we're gonna be questioning this pretty lady sitting here on the couch. But give me one second, cause I just like to look around the rooms. The graphics on my phone are amazing. Y'all really can't tell. It's amazing on your screens, but it's really good on mine. And I just really like seeing the detail that they put into this game. So let's go ahead and go question her. Her name is Nadine Rapinoe. Mrs. Rapinoe, I'm Detective Clark. Do you mind if we ask you some questions relating to Frank Daniels? Please call me Nadine. Of course, whatever I can do to help. Thank you for your cooperation. What was Frank like as a person? Frank was a kind and caring individual. He was an old school gentleman, you know, holding doors open for women, that sort of thing. Okay. He was also a workaholic and was never out of the office, which meant I was never out of the office. How was your relationship with Frank? I've been his secretary for just over 3 years, and as far as the office is concerned, I was across everything. As you can imagine, he was a very busy man. How was your relationship outside of the office? There was no relationship outside of the office. Okay. Where were you last night? Am I a suspect? You will be. We're just looking to establish who was where and when. I was at home with my family. That'll be all for now. Thanks. Okay, so Dean already established her alibi. Of course, if you need anything, just ask me. I will. So now we got Nadine Rapinoe. Someone let me know in the comments how to say that. I never like messing up no one thing, game or no game. Frank's secretary and her alibi that she was home with the family. We already know Daniels was shot. Okay, so what's this on here? Ooh, this is long. So you guys pause this and read it, and then I'm just gonna do a time skip. Welcome back. In all the time that you worked for Frank, did he have any enemies that you know of? Anyone out to get him, that sort of thing? No, nothing like that. Certainly no one that would want to kill him, but Frank was a politician, and he had plenty of people who disagreed with him, and he more than returned the favor. What was Frank working on? Frank generally believed in what he was doing, whether it was his work on the Water Commission, his progressive tax policies, or his support for free high school lunches. He was always working on multiple projects. Needless to say, that doesn't make my job any easier. Or at least it didn't. I suppose that's not really an issue now. Okay, so we now have on here political disagreements as a Y, and Frank was the people's politician. Okay, so let's take a look around the room. Campaign photo. Campaign photo has an unknown person, which has Frank's opposition pictured. So another Y is Frank's opposition. Okay, let me move this. I'm gonna go ahead and link the political disagreements with the newspaper. That's the evidence for that, because of the popular and unpopular policies, and then Frank's opposition is whoever this unknown person is. And I believe that's it. Bookshelf, wedding photo. Rosemary Daniels, and that's Frank's beneficiary. Yeah, she would gain profit for him passing away. Pause right there. Did Frank ever talk about his marriage? No, never. That said, I was aware that things were difficult at home. Frank worked a lot. Those late nights in the office can put a strain on a marriage. Define strain. More often than not, I was making an awkward call to Mrs. Daniels, explaining that Frank wouldn't be home for dinner. How did Mrs. Daniels seem? At first, she was angry, which was understandable. I would be too. When the anger started to fade to apathy and indifference, that's when I knew there was a real problem brewing. This picture, is that who I think it is? Yes, that's Governor Johnson. He worked closely with Frank. It looks very friendly. How was their relationship? Detective, that photo is an exercise in public relations. Frank opposed a lot of what Governor Johnson was proposing for the city, so they weren't exactly friends. Fake friends. Got it. I'd often hear Frank getting heated on calls with the governor, but Frank had a tendency to get heated on most calls. When you have worked in politics as long as I have, you'll learn that it's all a part of the process. People with egos, all thinking they know best. That's true. So, now we got Governor Johnson as a who, and then we have troubled personal life as a why. So that brings us to 4 whys. I'm just going to call it out right now. I don't think Frank's opposition and Frank's beneficiary, I don't think those are the 2 whys. I think it's going to be political disagreement and troubled married life. Just because though the beneficiary and the opposition, it doesn't really give that's not really a good reason why to kill someone. That's just, to me, that's just not strong enough to hold or strong enough evidence to just murder someone. I'll look into Nadine's alibi. You don't believe her? It's not about what I believe. Objectively will only get you so far, Cassandra. You're going to need to listen to your gut eventually. I'd rather stick to what will hold up in court, like blood work. On that, the blood we found on the floor is a direct match for Frank Daniels, but the blood by the window isn't. Called it, then our killer was injured. It certainly seems that way. I think it's time we paid Mrs. Daniel a visit. Dang skippity. We're gonna visit her. So, when y'all saw that little skip right there, my game actually crashed. So I couldn't get the end scene, but it was political disagreements and it was troubled personal life. Those were the 2. Let me drink some coffee, because it's kind of hard when you're out here putting all the work in, in the field, putting those hours in. Sometimes people just don't be standing around waiting for stuff to happen. You gotta take action and go to work. That's what you do. So, we're gonna go to work, y'all. Oh, so we already been to the residence, the office, and then we're going back to the residence to talk to Mrs. Daniels to see what she got going on. So I want to know what our current objective. I know you're keen, but be gentle. The woman just lost her husband. You could only learn so much at the academy. Current objective, find potential suspects and a motive. So she's going to tell me all this. Suspicious. Flowers. They're bringing you flowers. Governor Johnson. Probably just as her husband did just pass. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me, Mrs. Daniel. I know this must be very difficult. I just want to know what happened and for you to find those responsible. I promise that myself and Detective Hudson will do everything in our power to make that happen. Thank you, Detective Clark. Have a few questions. Cool, let's get it in. I don't know if you have any chance to look around, but have you noticed anything that's missing? Any jewelry or No, I don't think so. I suppose Frank interrupted them before they could take anything. Do you know if Frank had any enemies? Anyone who wanted to hurt him? No, but he seemed stressed recently, increasingly so. I asked him why, but he just put it down to work. Nice flowers. Do you know the governor personally? No, but it was nice of the governor's office to send them along. It means a lot to know how well he thought of Frank. His secretary mentioned that they weren't the best of friends. Did Frank ever mention any such hostility? No, not to me. Frank never spoke to me about work. After a while, you stopped asking. Frank was supposed to attend a ribbon cutting event last night, but in the end he didn't go. Do you know why? He said he wasn't feeling up to it. By the time I went out, he still wasn't sure whether he was going or not. If only he had. Do you mind if I ask you why you weren't planning to attend with him? Frank kept his work life to himself. It was rare that he'd invite me along. Well, I'm sorry. You said you went out. Where were you going? The theater. Measure for measure. Shakespeare. Nice. You go alone or? Yes, I was alone. Not to sound rude, but do you always go to the theater alone? If there's a show I want to see and no one else to see it with, well, she's not wrong about that. Do you mind if I take a brief? Well, she's not wrong about that because I've been to the movie plenty of times and I went to eat out by myself plenty of times. So, hey, I'm not going to judge you on that one. So Rosemary Daniel is Frank's wife, and she says her alibi that she was alone. Her alibi is that she was alone at the theater. Now that we got talked to Rosemary, I'm just gonna go ahead and link her to that troubled personal life. That way we can get rid of that question mark. Let's take a look around. We already looked at the flowers. What's this over here? Office party photo. Office party photo, Nadine. That's not really information. It doesn't give me anything. But I'm going to go ahead and link Governor Johnson to that. And I'm just going to move Nadine. I don't know if we have to get rid of all the blue question marks. But I'm just going to do it just in case. I'm just going to connect her to Frank. Go back and talk to her. Obviously, it's a dialogue. I've got a few more questions. This is a nice picture of Frank. That was taken the night he got reelected. You look very happy in it. Because I was told to. That was my role that night. Photo ops and local press. Frank was a wonderful man with noble goals. But he was a terrible husband. If he had a mistress, I could coop. I could fight. Fighting the wrongs of the world was Frank's priority, but just one time I wanted it to be me. Do you mind if we take a... Okay. So she's been neglected. And she's alone at the theater. She's kind of hinted that there was nothing was stolen. So it's a botched robbery from a dumb criminal. I don't know if you could connect two question marks, but I'm just trying to cover my bases. Okay, so let's take another look around. Love letter. I don't know where we stand after tonight, but I wanted to apologize for what I said. I know this is difficult for you. I know that you have a lot going on, and I know that you have a responsibility to your marriage. What I won't apologize for is warning you. I felt this way for a long time, and while I understand that it may have come as a surprise, but I know you feel something for me too. I know you do. Is that enough for something? Anything. Only for you to know. Only you know the answer to that. If you never want to talk to me again, I'll understand, but I had to tell you, and if nothing else, I hope you can forgive me for that. Best, Jack. P.S. I can spend more time with you than they ever will. Woo! Who is a Jack? Love letter from a Jack, unknown recipient. Ooh. So now we know who our other who is. Jack and Y. It's a love triangle. Ooh, it's getting a little feisty. Where am I looking at? Oh, okay, there you go. Ticket receipt. Ticket 1 and ticket 2. Why do you need 2 tickets if you're going by yourself? You don't need 2 tickets if you're going by yourself. So that, like I said, I already had a hint that she was lying. So that just proves that she was never alone. At the movie theater, she's with Jack. We found a receipt for 2 theater tickets. You have any idea as to why that would be? Perhaps they were from another show. They were for last night's performance of Measure for Measure, remember? Oh, that second one was for Frank, but he canceled last minute for the ribbon cutting event. The ribbon cutting event was, in Nadine Rapinoe's words, a big deal. I find it highly unlikely that Frank, or you for that matter, would forget about it. I'll ask you this one more time, Mrs. Daniel, and I advise you to think very carefully before trying to lie to me. Who was the second ticket for? Why don't you tell me the truth and let me worry about it? I wasn't alone. I lied. We know. I was with a man. Another man. Let me guess. This other man, his name is Jack, and going by that letter, he's more than just a friend? Yes. But he's not involved in any way with Frank's death. I'm afraid he already is. He's a witness to your alibi, which is to say nothing about his potential motive. He had nothing to do with Frank's murder. He was with me. All the more reason for me to confirm your alibi. What's his full name? Jack Levison, detective. I'm not what you think I am. I'm not here to judge your personal life. I'm here to find out who murdered your husband. So now we got Rosemary's lover, Jack, and the why is possible because of the affair. And I really don't care about the last name Levison. That does not matter about anything. So Rosemary and Jack are our 2 who, and the why is the affair. That's a sad way to go out. What do we get with it? Hey, we got A. I only used 1 hint. So we're gonna pick this up on the next video, you guys, and we're gonna be at headquarters with our boy Nate for the next crime scene. Thanks for watching. Peace.